People, this is Spray Love, and today I'm going to do another video on Maison Margiela Jazz Club. And I'm doing a video on this because today I was wearing this, and it was a pretty sunny day, it was pretty hot. I was wearing lighter clothes than this. It's just because since it's freshen up, I decided to put on some warmer clothes, but it was a really nice day, and I went on a date. And a lot of people, like, they want to know what should I wear on a date? What would I do if I went on a date? Whatever. My advice would be just wear something that you're comfortable wearing. Don't wear something that will stress you out. That's my advice, and it's a very poor advice, you might say, but what I wore today was this Replica Jazz Club. Many reasons pushed me forward to making that choice. The first one being that I am extremely comfortable wearing that fragrance. It is the first fragrance I have ever bought. I bought a new bottle kind of recently, but I have so many fragrances now that my bottles just lower, less, like I run out of them less often. But yes, I did go for this one for first off that reason. Second of all, it is a very nice smell overall. You know, it's just like warm, but not so warm that in eye heat it's like suffocating. It's just very warm, very, like, there's this tobacco feel to it that is very, very nice. I don't encourage smoking, but it does really smell good when you smoke. Anyway, this is a good fragrance. Also, to have this, there is a neroli note in there that is one of my favorite notes, but also which makes it more wearable during the summer than, say, Dolce & Gabbana The One, which is perfectly wearable, but it's less out of the ordinary. This one is kind of a less ordinary version, like, let's say, of a kind of Dolce & Gabbana The One vibe. But in more boozy and tobacco centered, and in more wearable in the summer. For me, I think that they did a great job putting the neroli note out there and giving it a little bit of a soapy vibe. It's like if you were wearing a classy soapy fragrance, but in a bar, and you were smoking and you were drinking, and it all just mixed together. This is something that is very sexy. It reminds people of bars and clubs mostly, and there's some people really hate the tobacco smell, but in fragrances, it's really, like, it's very good. It's always, like, very smoky. It gives off a mysterious vibe, kind of, while also giving a sense that you're the heat of the party, someone who's, like, more inclined to being, yes, a party animal, or someone extroverted. I don't know. It just gives off that vibe, and it gives off that vibe of, like, nonchalance and, being just over it all and everything. And the boozy notes are obviously very attractive, because they remind people of, like, booze, and just, like, how fun it is, how intoxicating it is. Alcohols are not just made to be, like, to give you headaches the day after. They are also made to be appreciated. And fine alcohols, this one is, like, it's supposed to smell a bit like rum, but a very good rum. And when I buy very good rum, I'm, like, reminded of those type of fragrances that have, like, a really nice rum note in there. This is really hot. Why? It's not because it's, like, alcoholic. It's because it's very strong. It's a very strong taste. You know, the good rums, scotch, whatever. It's a really good taste, but it's a very strong taste. And it's really nice to have around. People really like that smell most of the time. People really like that feel most of the time. Some people I know like actually like kissing someone who drank scotch or a really good rum or whatever. They like kissing them afterwards, but they don't like drinking it. So sometimes it's just like that, you know. So you don't need to like strong alcohols, and also you don't need to be a rum enthusiast to like that scent. It's a scent that is pretty sexy, and it is like vanilla driven. The rum is always like dark rum is always like a bit spicy and vanillic, and so this also is very it's probably noted in many articles as one of the most attractive scent. It's the scent of vanilla, which brings me to the point. This is kind of a vanilla bomb. There is a very strong vanilla note in there that only really appears when you're close by, which is very nice because it kind of gets the attention. It kind of projects, not too much. It's not a beast mode projector, but it is something that projects, but just enough so that uh, you get noticed wearing a fragrance, and on the outside it's really nice because it has a nice sillage, so when the wind blows into you, it just carries on very nicely. But the vanilla, the real like vanilla note, only really appears when you're really close to the person wearing it, which makes it like an intimate, sweet note that you discover about the person when you get close by. And this is really nice. I really like that concept. I really like. I have a lot of vanilla-centric fragrances because it's just superb. You know, when you get close by and it just gets more and more present, and wow, it becomes apparent, and it becomes so sweet, and like people just want to get nearer, you know, because it's so good. And so this is why I like to take that on dates, because it has this intimate, very sensitive side that makes you want to uh, go near the other person. So this is a um, this is why I go for this. This is one of those fragrances that I know that it's almost a no-brainer for me. You know, I put this on, I'm like, I'm gonna smell good and I'm gonna smell kick-ass sexy. That's what I really want also. Not only for others, like not to attract others, but for myself, because it's very fun to feel sexy and powerful, and have a control over your own attractiveness via yourself. You know, when I smell that, it just gets me in some very good, like nice mood, like in yes, that's why I recommend it. Some people will be like turned off by the price tag. I mean, it is higher than a lot of fragrances out there. Um, for a 100 ml, but it's totally worth it, I think. Um, yes, I think it's totally worth it. Uh, because it's more unique and it's more daring than the one, which is like this is always compared to the one, Dolce & Gabbana, the one, which is a fantastic fragrance. I have smelled the eau de toilette and the eau de parfum. I kind of agree with most of the YouTubers out there that the eau de toilette smells better, but the eau de parfum lasts longer. Um like there's always this thing thought about the performance issues on that fragrance. This fragrance here, Jazz Club, doesn't have any performance issue that I know of. Some people will say it doesn't project that much, but neither does Dolce& and Gabbana the One. Dolce& and Gabbana the One doesn't project at all. It's like very close range. This one has some notes that will be spotted, and it's more well done, I think, and that makes the sillage more interesting also than Dolce& and Gabbana the One. The one doesn't have a great sillage neither. So when the wind passes by, you don't like it. The trail doesn't go with you, and the trail on that one is incredibly nice. You know, it's all that. It's tobacco, it's rum, but it's also the neroli that just gets there, and it's also some of the sweeter notes, and it's just perfect. When you pass by, it's perfect. Did I get compliments wearing it? I've worn this for so long, and in the first times I was wearing it, I didn't get any compliments, and on the contrary, I was getting remarks that it was too intense. But I wore too much. Now I just wear like 3 sprays, and I get all every time I wear this and I see someone, they always notice it. They're always like, "Oh, what you smell really good," or "What is it you're wearing now?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's my OG. You know, it's the it's the Replica Jazz Club," and it's always like that. People really like it now that I put just 3 sprays, and it has like I've noticed the sillage. The girl I went to see today knew, like, she knew in advance that it was me because she had a whiff of the wind, even though she was like short-sighted a bit, so she didn't see me that much, but she knew by the scent that I was out there. And also, yeah, I've noticed that even in closed environments, in rooms and stuff, that like people can smell it from somewhat a good distance, and they notice it more and more as they approach. So it gets people near, and they're like, "Oh, this is really super nice. What is it?" So I think it gets compliments. I don't really care about getting compliments at all. I just know that some of you people do care about this. But it is something that gets compliments. It is something that is terribly sexy, terribly nice. The vanilla is that the most intimate and the most sensual note that you would find. It is one of the notes that, yeah, like I said, it's one of the things that people just really think is very sexy. It's vanilla. It's not a dirty fragrance. It smells clean, but it has a dirty, more like artistic maybe, or yeah, more fun vibe to it that is still very clean. So this is also a big. You can wear that wearing suits and ties, but you can also wear that wearing sweatpants. It's an all year round, all occasion, everything. It's a good signature scent too, I think. But it's especially efficient in bar environments, clubs, or if you're a smoker. I don't encourage smoking. I don't smoke personally, but I don't encourage it. But if you're a smoker, that's gonna make you look very hot. So yeah, it just goes well. It has a tobacco note, but it just goes well with tobacco scents, whatever. So this is good. If you're a heavy drinker, don't be a heavy drinker. But if you're a heavy drinker, this is good for you too. Anyway, no judgment after all. Everyone does their own thing, and that is the message. Spread love and spray love. Bye bye.